Hey crafters, it's me Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and if you're new to my channel, what we're going to be talking about today, or what I'm going to be teaching you, is how to do this stamp off the edge card. Now I'm going to be doing it slightly different. If you've seen Jennifer McGuire, she did a video just like this, but she did a lot of using of the dies. I'm going to show you how to do this. You don't need a die. You don't even really need anything to cut at all unless you're fussy cutting your little guy out. And so that's what we're going to do today. If you are unfamiliar with how things work here, every Friday I will teach you something or show you something new, or maybe it's new to you or it's new to me, and we'll just have a good time playing with that. So we call it Free Play Friday. Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. I do 1 in 10 by Jen, which is a card that a member of the community will send in a bunch of scraps, and then I'll set my alarm for 10 minutes, and I have 10 minutes to create something out of that. And the cool part about it is that I stamp my information on the back and I send it back to the person who sent in the scraps. So it's fun for everyone to join in. If you want to get into any of that and you want to know more about our community, check us out on Facebook at Quality Crafts. Hey Penny, Happy New Year. I'm so glad you could make it. We also have Esther here, Sherry, Debbie, and Arrow Mama, and Kathy Webb. So I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to be making a card that's super cute like this, where somebody goes off the edge. Now, from this side to this side, just in case if you're confused right now and you've seen me make all of the regular cards, which are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, you just add on whatever much of your image that's hanging off the edge. You just measure that to 4 1/4 and chop off the rest of the card. So I'm going to show you how I did this one. I did actually do some cutting, so you can see that part of the card came off. Okay? But you don't need to do that. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. If you want to know more ways, or if you have a lot of stamp and die sets that you want to learn how to do that, go ahead and check out Jennifer McGuire. She has an amazing video on that, and that was my inspiration for this one. So here are a couple of cute little guys. Here's my one for the next card. There's that one with the the boogie nose, super cute, and then this guy with the little buck teeth. Aren't they adorable? So this actually is going to serve as the January progressive challenge from Twistoon. So if you haven't joined that yet, the information just went out. I was going to do a separate video, but hey, why not wrap it all up into one, right? I don't have the ability right now because I didn't set it up to share with her group. But if you are already in her group, you will already see her, like, I don't remember if she just did a post on it. I think it was a post. It might be a file. Don't get me wrong. It's one of those 2. So you get to pick from one of these. I decided to just get both of them because they're so dang cute and they're only $1.50. I already did this one, as you can see. I'm going to do the other one yet, and I'm going to do one other image that I have here as well. And then maybe we'll play around with another one depending on how much time we have. Hey, Beth Hansen from Vermont, Cindy Norwood, Sherry Covell. Glad to have all you guys here, so let's check this out. This is a regular, it's all going to start out with a regular A2 size card. This is a half of a full sheet of card, and 8 1/2 by 11, and then we're going to just fold it in half. So I'm going to do that first. So one thing before you decide what you're going to do with your card, if you're going to do a background, you want to do your full background first. Or decide where you're going. One of the 2 is your choice. Either do the whole background first and then put the guy on it, right? Or do your cutting and then do your background and then put the guy on top. That way you're not having to go around the image, if that makes sense, so you don't waste a lot of time doing that. Now I ended up scoring off or cutting off that end to make sure that this was 4 1/4. Well, look what I did with the other piece. I put it on the inside and I covered the hole. So if you watch Jennifer McGuire, she shows you that sometimes there's a hole, but then you can also go right ahead and glue your image straight smack dab on the front. So here's a cute little guy. I believe this is my bestie that I colored a while ago, and I was thinking of putting him a little bit off of there. So if you don't want to do any cutting or anything, because what I did was I used a knife for this one, just a craft knife and one of these self-healing mats. I found my green mat, by the way. It's been missing forever. You can just go ahead, fussy cut your image, or use your die if you have them, and then just glue it right onto the side of the card and then cut it down. Super easy peasy, no dies needed, right? So I'm going to show you how I did this one in case you want that look and you want that piece of card to come off of there. That's going to be super duper easy. We're going to try this guy this time. All right, so take your full card that's been folded in half and lay it straight. I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this dude. Probably should have done that ahead of time, but I was going to color him first, but change of plans. You can fussy cut these as tightly as you want to or as loosely as you want to. It really doesn't matter. I'm actually going to do it a lot looser across the top. I'm not going to make it like super duper like in and out of the little arms and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to go all the way around him. So pretend that like I had a die for this. You just run it through the die cutting machine. Obviously, you wouldn't have to do any of the fussy cutting, so that part would already be done. I'm not going to cut around any of his little claws. I did that last time. The more basic of a shape you get, the way easier it's going to be on you. So you decide how far he's going to hang off. I think I'm going to do a pencil mark here so you guys can see it a little clearer. And hopefully I don't bump the camera. Don't bump the camera. Oh yeah, I can totally see that. Okay, so you want to put your image so that some of it's on either side. And the way Jennifer does it, I don't know what exact size hers were, but like this one, if I would have put him down the center, this card would have been like super small. So I decided to only have one arm and one leg hanging off the edge. These are so cute. My gosh, I love it. Anyway, she suggests that you could do it down the center, but like I said, I don't want my card to be so lost in the interim of that. I'm just going to put one leg over and one arm over, and I'm just going to go ahead and trace around this. So no die needed. If you had a die, you would put it on there. I'm going to show you that in just a second. All right. So let's say I had a die for this guy. I would decide where I'm going to put him. I would put the die over the top, and I would tape it down so it didn't move, get rid of him, and then I would run it through my cutter all the way up to that line. You'd be able to see through the plates, unless you bought fancy plates with glitter and color, but you should be able to see through the plates. You cut it, go through all the way through your, either your Cut-A-Bug, your Big Shot, your whatever kind of machine you have. It works best with the handheld one that you can see through, obviously, so you know where to stop. Stop there and then back out. What it's going to do is, instead of cutting the lines on this side of your die, it's just going to cut this line here. And then it's going to pop out. So I'm going to show you what that would look like if we did that with the die. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this shape right out of here. Now don't touch this line or that part of the card, the fold. And this isn't going to turn out real perfect because I'm going to try to do it a little quicker for the sake of the video so you're not watching me cut all night long. But now do you see, like if you want to do this and you don't have a die, you definitely want to make big shapes more than cutting the whole thing down, depending on how much time you have, how much of that you want to show. Totally up to you. I just kind of give it a little tuck there, see where I'm missing a... There it's coming up. And I stop and turn my paper from time to time to make it easier. You can always erase the paper or the pencil marks, which I will do as well. And then right up to that line and stop. Actually, my line is a little further from the bend, so put it all the way up to where your card bends. Okay, so when you open it up, there it goes, that will pop out. Okay, so when you open your card, you're going to see a little hole there. It actually kind of plugs it up as you look in the side, but you only have like this amount of space to do writing on and stuff. So does that make sense? If you have any questions and I'm not clear, let me know. So that's exactly how I did this one. Do you see the difference in the size of the card now? Only when I open this, you can't see it because I covered up that little hole. So this is how it would look if you didn't cover it up. All right, and then that guy that I fussy cut, he would go right on the top here. And then from, I think I'm going to bring in my simple cutter here to get some things out of the way. So now that I know exactly where it's going to end here, that's when you want to get out your cutter. Now, this side is 4 1/4, correct? 4 1/4 across the top, or across this whole base. So you have to keep in mind that you want this part plus this part to be 4 1/4. So my 4 1/4 is right on the edge of this thing. So I'm going to butt it up against the top. Whatever kind of cutter you have, it'll work. They all mostly work the same. Scoot it over until that piece touches your 4 1/4, so you know that's as far as you can go, and then that's the part that gets cut off. Now if you want to do the whole thing before you cut it off, you can. That's how I did this one, to kind of know where my polka dots would be, and then I would get all the colors on there, but you don't have to. So we're just going to go ahead and slice these off. I very rarely ever use these cutters. I don't keep them sharp because I don't use them very much. Looks like I need a new blade on that one. But I have the heavy duty one right next to me, so that's the one I always use. And then if this had pattern on it, then you could do like I did and you could put it on the inside. But that's not necessary. You don't have to do it. That's just a little thing you can do if you decide you want to do it. So we're going to go ahead and use this one, so I'm not giving up the card, completely just tossing it away. We're going to use this one. So I'm using this video again, as I said, if anybody's coming in a little bit late, as my Twistoon January video, as well as showing you how to, they call it stamp off the edge. Don't hit the camera, Jen. I just hit the wire with my pinky. I'm like, wow, don't let the camera fall. Did you guys notice anything about my video today? Put it down in the description box if you noticed it, because I've been freaking out about it forever and I'm pretty impressed with myself. Tiffany's laughing. I have her over here.
Hi.
Do you want to come in screen? She's been in the hospital. We're both in our jammies, so you gotta bend down a little bit. There she is. She's here crafting with me this weekend, so she has to suffer through my hour video right now. Okay, let's go ahead and do. Last time I did the stencil, I did the little polka dotty one, but I'm gonna pick a different stencil for this one. Which one I want to choose. Oh, how about we do this one? It's also polka dotties, but it looks like it's falling down. Like maybe confetti at a party. Let's see if these are going to work. So I did find that some of my lighting up front here just really harshly bounces off of my my crafters, why can't I say it right? The Station, the S-T-A-Y Station by Wendy Vecchi, but it shines off of it. So you can already see it shining off of this too, but this will be a little bit easier. I think I'm going to do, I could do rainbows down. Do you guys want to vote? Rainbows down or all one color? Let's do it that way. That's way it's only a two-way vote. And then I do have another card prepared that we're gonna do it with this one. We're gonna do the super duper easy way. No cutting, no scissors, no, you know, if you guys are afraid of the little knives that I used, we won't need any of that on the last card. It'll be easy peasy. So voting on whether or not you want to do rainbow down here, or if we should just pick one background color, be done with it. I'm gonna have a drink while I wait for you guys to vote. I see one person voted rainbow, 2 rainbows. I'm gonna actually pull out my rainbow brushes. My big ones. Nobody has any idea what's different about my video today, huh? Rainbow it is. Alright, that's cool because I still have my colors saved. So let's get started with these colors. I'm going to do them the same way I did the other one. So I'm going to start with blue. I'm just going to go as far as that blue will carry me. Some yellow. Again, as far as that yellow will carry me. This one's going to be a little bit lighter than the other one, I think. And then abandoned coral. You didn't get to see what video today? I'm confused. This is like putting on lipstick. It's so smooth. I love it. You almost got him. Yeah! Who said that? Rosie got it. Raggedy got it. Yes. It's super duper clear. So I did not get my DSLR to work yet because I'm still waiting on that other. Ooh, I forgot to wipe this one off. There's one more piece I need. My cords came in and now I'm waiting for another box that I need. That's gonna look a little muddy, but that's all right. No, I said, did anybody notice anything about my video today? Meaning this one, the one we're in right now. I'm just curious. And a couple people noticed it right away. Look how clear the video is. So if you've never watched my channel before, you're probably like, okay, whatever. Big reveal here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So cute. Okay. It's just been a journey, and you know what? I think a lot of the problem I had was lighting. I had this lighting kit on my want list for forever, and I finally went out and put it on my Christmas list, and my mom got it for me. So, I think it has a lot to do with the lighting that I have. Plus, I switched to a different webcam that I had tried in the basement before, and it was a complete fail. And it's crystal clear. And this is what I expected all along, and it was driving me bananas. So I'm going to wash this off later, so you guys don't have to painfully watch me wash everything up, but I do want to get my desk here. So anyway, I'm still going to try the DSLR to see if it makes any difference at all. And I may set up if I can get extra lighting in the basement. Maybe a green screen for when I do just talking videos. We'll see. I think it'll be fun. Penny, I'm so surprised that you didn't notice right away, like, hey, what happened, girl? Like, I can actually see what you're working on. All right, so there we go. What I did was I put my monster on first and then I colored him. I would suggest you color first and then add them on, because if you make a boo-boo, you won't be so flustered. You can just print another one and recolor. But just for the sake of this video, the only thing I can't do is I can't zoom in with this one. Like, I can't zoom. That's what I want the DSLR for too, because I believe I'm going to be able to zoom while I'm crafting. So I can zoom in and out. That'll be a cool thing if that works out. So I'm going to go ahead and glue mine down, and then I'm going to color it. Didn't know you were going to get a coloring video tonight too, did ya? Yeah, we're going to do some coloring. All right. Put a little wet glue on the back of your guy. Your image, whatever you want. I mean, this could be a circle, it could be a square, it could be anything you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a thing or a character. It could be any cute stamp that you like that hangs off of here. Now, if you have, because I used my cutter, do you see how there's a couple little edges here? You can go in and cut those out with your little teeny tiny cutters, your little trimmers, your little cutter bees or whatever. Here are my little cutter bees. I bet this will work to just trim off around there if that bugs you. And of course, I could have erased the pencil lines before I laid him down too, because just sometimes, no matter how good you try to be, especially with a craft knife, it's not always going to be perfect. So you just go back in and trim it down. So I'm going to do this one little edge here just because I can see pencil marks. Okay, but you literally don't have to do any cutting of any kind at all. You'll see on the last card, which you've probably already figured out too. Cutter bees away. All right. Oh, Penny. That's so funny. All right, so let's vote on what color this guy should be. This one ended up to be green. And you know, you could go and make a much fancier background. You could get really super involved. You can, you know, I'm just doing what I like to do for fun because I like to use stencils. I thought that the rainbow was really fun. So this one turned out to be green. Oh, and you know what? I was going to use my jelly pen and make his boogies sparkly. So let's do that real quick. Oh, look at the sparkle. Look at the sparkle. I don't know if you'll be able to see on here. His boogie can sparkle now. Okay. Purple. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys said purple. I don't have a lot of purple markers, so I wonder if I should do watercolor instead. Let's see what I have for purple. None. I have no purples. No, that's not true. I have a light purple here. Might have to finagle this. I've got a really dark purple here. We might be able to blend those. Why not? Make it a challenge. It'll be a total challenge to make purple. Those are the two purple Copics I have. I have V12 and RV19. And then I'm going to grab just a couple from my Spectrum Noirs LV2. That might be a little in between. And maybe this one's more of a plum too. Boy, purples can be a lot of different colors. All right, well, let's lay down some light purple and see what we get from this guy. Like I said, if you're worried about not being able to fix mistakes, or you're new to coloring, color your guys, your images, whatever you have to go on there. Color them first. That way, if you make a mistake, it's not already stuck to your project. You can always go back and fix it. Here's the other thing too though. If you, let's say you already did put it on, see now I made a mistake right there because I'm going too fast. If you already made a mistake, you could just cut out another one and slap them right on the top. That is a perfectly fine way of doing it. I'm using the blending pen to kind of push that color back in to act like an eraser. I don't know how well it'll work, we'll see. And then I'm just going to keep on going. A lot of my markers, especially my Spectrum Noirs, are very dry from not being used, so I haven't colored in a long time. I want to get back to doing more coloring, which is why I was super excited to do the Twistoons. I was so sad when she left, and now I'm like super excited that she came back because her images are just like the epitome of me. Just fun and silly and not too serious, you know, just so cool. And like I said, she gave me permission to give the winner each month a $5 gift certificate, gift code to her store so you can buy more. I'm going to try to just blend this one in because this one's a Spectrum Noir, but it's a little bit darker. So I'm just going to be going back and forth and blend these out a little bit. Ooh, works pretty nicely actually. Wow. Gotta really be careful around these little tiny parts so I just don't go crazy. I'm sorry if I missed a few of you guys who came in. So I'm just adding some shadows. I'm not super experienced with where shadows should be in reality. I just put them where I think they would look cool. Usually turns out for me, and I get a lot of my tips just from watching other people's videos, and just, you know, if I happen to run across one where they're doing a coloring one, I pick up tips along the way. Yeah, I know I've said this in a bazillion different videos, but how I learned to use alcohol markers is I literally took them with me babysitting, and when the baby went to sleep, I would sit and color with it, and I started with Bic markers because that's all I could afford. Bic markers. Now, there's something you should try. Not that they don't blend, they do, but harshly. Not like these, at all like these. It's pretty harsh. So if you want to get yourself a little bit of experience doing some, you know, really harsh blending, you could try some Bic markers. Can't really go wrong, in my opinion, following like where things are attached to each other would be a little bit darker, that kind of a thing. So I mean, it's not crazy a lot of coloring in. I think as along the lines of the other one, I'm going to do this guy's nose black too. Oh, one other thing. Gray. When something's white, add gray to make it look whiter. Sounds counterintuitive, but I'm going to show you what I mean. I'll put my brushes back. Whoopsie-doo, I lost a big one. There we go. Debbie, thank you. Yeah, but I mean, it looks good, right? So anyway, back to putting shadows in. So I put the shadows in for the teeth, like around the base and then up the middle, if that makes sense. And then I always start out with the light just to be sure that I'm getting the look that I want. And then I go back in with the darker one. So I want to show you the difference. This guy is quite a bit different. Do you see the difference in his teeth? How I had put some gray in there, now they look like they're single and white. I just really like that difference. Now this one's not quite as big of a difference there. I think I put it too dark actually. I might go in with, yeah, I think I'll go in with this one. Push a little bit of that gray out. I think it went too far into the tooth. So I'm going to just do that on both of them. There we go. And the same with the black. I'm not going to go in with a straight black. I'm going to go in with a light gray. And then I'm going to go in with a darker gray. So I can decide how black I want it to be. Does it look good? You know, it's all playing around, doing what you like. I have nothing against the coloring companies at all. I think it's wonderful. Take coloring classes and have fun with it. I'm going to make a big, like, light mark right here. I just prefer to do it on my own and learn as I practice and just pick up tips along the way. I'm not real crazy about going and taking classes, but I have nothing against them. There's just so much other stuff that I'd rather be doing. And now I'm leaving a little bit of a gray border along it, along the outside, and a little bit of a gray border, whoops, too crazy, around that light spot. I think it makes it look more realistic. Cute. I'm also going to add gray a little bit to his little nails, which helps me actually hide some of my purple that I went over with. So there's some on his nails, and it covers up all the purple, which is super nice. And then I'm going to do a little bit on the insides of his eyes. I'll show you on here. Do you see where I added the gray around his eyes? It's like every time I add another little detail that I pick up from somebody online, the more and more better and better they look, you know? And I'm moving the color around this time. I'm putting it on both on the left side this time, almost like their eyelids. And then I did the darker one first, which I don't normally do, and now I'm going to pull it out a little bit with the lighter one. And then if you get a little bit too much on, just stretch it out with the lighter one. Just stretch it out. After I get all of my setup correct the way I like it. Also this, okay, let me finish that one sentence. So my mind is like, oh, tell him this, tell him this. After I get my lighting set right and I can zoom in and out, then I'll hopefully do more coloring videos really close so you can see what's going on. And also the other thing I wanted to mention, this light if you go through the whole thing and you're like, oh, I wanted a light mark too, just get out your white Jelly Roll pen, your white ink pen, your white marker pen, whatever, and just draw it on. Because I'm going to brighten that up by doing that right now. As long as I can remember where I put that guy. Here's one. If it's super, super wet and you just put it on and it's not at all dry, it's going to be hard to get that on there, in my opinion. But I'm going to go over this, hoping that the middle that I put it on isn't going to be too wet. And then I'm going to put one little dot on top of there. Cute. You can also put little sparkles in his eye, like putting a little dot in his eye. That gives it a totally different look too. All those little teeny details that you put on there just transforms what they look like. Check it out. Like when you first look at it, you're like, Although I don't feel like that anymore because I can see the potential in all of them. But if you're just starting out and you're like, oh, I don't know, they can turn out pretty dandy. So 2 cute, fun ways to do that, and I used stencils, and we cut the backs off. So now watch, when I open this one, you see the hole. So you may want to write your sentiment on this side. Okay? I don't like the holes because of that, but I love having them hang off. I think that's just, I don't know why I haven't done this before. It's so amazing. But this one I covered up the hole. But here's the thing. Here's my last card that I'm going to make with you guys. I'm going to use the Bestie, and I'm going to use this pattern that was on the back of the stencil. And I'm going to show you what I did. See all that lovely ink left on the back of there? Let me clear this out first. How I got this was just wetting down the stencil and splotching it upside down. So we're going to make another one. I'm going to use this, but I need another piece of paper to make that happen. And I'm going to spray the water and stuff over my garbage can, because that way helps if you ink the right side. Oh, I did have the right side inked. Okay. Because it's going to start sliding around. You just sploosh it on and pull it off. And that's how I did it. This one I let leak too long. Where's my last wet wipe? There we go. You don't need too much water. I think I overwatered that one. And then you can just wipe this off with a wet wipe. Right? And then it's clean. And you can put it over to the side to dry. Ta-da! And so I used get the tape off my fingers. I used oxide. So because I added water, it's going to oxidation, whatever, and make it look a lot, almost like a milky white kind of cover over it, and make it lighter. So these are both of the oxide ones, oxidized, let's say, and these are the two how they looked when we first put the color on. See the difference? Huge difference, right? Not only did we dilute it with water, but then it reacted to the water and oxidized. So you get a lot lighter of a color, but still really pretty. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and use this one as our background. I'm going to put this one aside and use it another time. So we'll let it dry. And we're going to use this little guy for the last card and the easiest, breeziest stamp off the edge card you've ever made in your life. Unless you really hate coloring. In that case, I'm sorry. Because maybe the hard part for you is getting things colored, but for me, I don't worry about what other people say about my coloring. If I color it and I like it, that's all I care about. It comes from the heart. am going to cut this down. And actually, I'm going to have her coming off the top this time. So I think I'm going to cut it this way. So I'm just cutting another card base, same size. I'm going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. Tuck under and score so your paper doesn't break. And then put this back up. All right, so I want her to stick off the top of the card this time. But I don't want her to stick off too far because then I'm going to have to cut part of this off. Actually, I think I'm just going to put it where I want it, and I'm just going to have to make a separate envelope for it. So here's all you do for this. First thing you do is fussy cut it out. So you just gotta watch me fussy cut. Put down in the put down in the comment box whether you love fussy cutting or detest it. It's just right, detest or love, whatever you want to put. Sounds good, Heidi. Thanks for stopping in. I like to fussy cut. Sometimes I like to fussy cut really fast, but I do like fussy cutting. Oh, we've got a detest Brenda Gentry. Oh, and Esther too? Oh my goodness. Here, Mama, you and me, we're in the same boat. Love it. It's probably why I don't have any of these that have like dies that match. So I like to fussy cut too much. Out, Raggedy. She likes it too. We've got even boats here, guys. Even boats. Halvesies. So, you don't need a die. You don't need craft cutter. You don't need a scissor. You don't have to have a hole. You don't have to have any of that. You can just take your image and put it so that it lands off your card. Put a little glue on there. Bam, you're done. Just make sure that if you're going to send this in a regular envelope, that you measure from the tip of her tail or the top of whatever you have down to the bottom at 5 1/2 and cut off how much card you need to cut off to get in the regular ones. Penny, I used to detest it until I watched Jen do it enough. Now I think it's fun. Cindy, good point. I'm going to use, for the background for this, I don't know why we did all polka dots, but hey, she looks good with the polka dots. So we're going to do that on here. But first I have to cut some of it off, because there's too much there. I think I'm going to start from this side so I get a little bit of the blue and some of this, you know, like shaggy kind of cut here. I think that's really pretty. I'm bending it so that I know where to chop the rest off at. So I have this little piece left, but it's not my favorite, so I'll probably just toss that little piece. And this one is going to go on here. Oh yeah, if you have arthritis, that's no fun. That's a definite detest right there. Now, I noticed this one, Tiffany was was in here earlier that when you go over it like this, it feels like Braille. I don't know why, because the color bumps up the paper, but you can feel all those dots. It's so cool. You'll have to try it. I think I'm going to even pop her up. Just because I can. Gotta find my pop tape. Don't bump the camera, Jen. I don't want to go too far up because I don't want it to be sticky somewhere I don't need it to be sticky. I cut off too much. So about that far. Yeah, perfect. Okay. How many of you guys have already tried this before? Let me know if you've tried it before. If you've not tried it before, is this new to you? Do you really love it? Do you hate it? In between? I'm going to add some details to this one too. Like, I don't think that her eye, I think I tried to go over her eyes and they were blackened, but I'm going to add a little bit of, let's add some bling or something. Where's my bling box? Oh, bling box. Bling. Bling. Can't find it. Oh, guys, did you see this? Check this out. Isn't he cute? Tiffany got him for me. He's awesome. He's got that fun little sequin stuff on him. And he fits really nice right there. Where did I put that bling box? There it is. I found it. I found it. Let's use these. These are really pretty. But I'm going to color a couple of them because, like, her little flowers have little yellow centers. So let's do 2 of those, but color them so they match along with it. So alcohol markers are your best friend when you want to color bling. And my bling tool. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's happy. That's happy. I've not tried before. I've done it to make easel cards. Yeah. New to me, I like it. Awesome. New to me, cool. I have RA, but I still love it. RA. Arrow Mama, don't use this technique. All in caps. Okay. I'm guessing you just don't use it, but I don't know why. I didn't ask you why. Okay, I'm going to do some little ones for the one on a cup too. I think these little tiny ones will be good. I need 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, so cute! They really pop out of there. Pop, pop, pop. I kind of want to put one in her eyes. Would that look really bad? I don't know. I'm gonna do a stamp sentiment across the bottom here after I'm done here because we still have some time. I wonder if I should put some in her eyes. You guys want to vote? I need a drink. Cheers! Oh, and be on the lookout if you like to get crafty organized or set goals for your crafty stuff and whatnot. I'm gonna do a collab this year on organizing, and an organizing collab. I think I hung it somewhere. The 2020 Crafty Goals collab with Amalia. So if you're interested in following something like that, I'll be doing an intro video soon. On the 11th, I think. No eyes. It says no eyes. Okay. I could take them off. That's true. Maybe the little teeny tiny ones I would do. No eyes. Okay. So if you want to join in with Amalia and I and do that, you can. It's going to happen on the 11th. You'll see my intro video, and then I'll do an update on how I'm doing and check in with you once a month as we go on through the year. I'm already feeling like Crafty Hulk because I got all this stuff moved, and I'm feeling relatively comfortable with my space up here, and I've done a lot more planning this year, and so I'm feeling super good about it. So if you want to know more about that, check out my my first intro video on, I have to look again, the Crafty Goals collab. The 2020 Crafty Goals collab. Well, you can see I've moved most of mine up. I just used what I had. I would love to like just redo and go nuts, but maybe down the road. But Esther, I love that. I love having clear stuff or like all one color or whatever. But everything in my life has been kind of a hodgepodge of things. Of everything. My clothes are hodgepodge. My furniture is all hodgepodge. Nothing is ever matched. And I don't really care. Yeah, a little sparkle. Let's do that. I think, pretty sure I have some teeny tiny ones in here. Oh yeah. Look how tiny these are. This is exactly what these are for. Doing those itty bitty places. So we're just going to add a little tiny bling to her. Just this tiny little dot right here on her eye. One on each eye. And I think these are glued in a line. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut two. One. Two. Helps to take the cap off. Alright, there's one. Uh-oh, can I not see it? I don't think that the glue came with it. Oh, I might have gotten it now. There we go. Oh, that's cute. I don't think the glue came with that one either. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Puts a little glue on there. And then just put it on. Oops, I'm trying to put my thing into my glue cap. I'm gonna do a little bit of marking with a marker here because where that sticky stuff hit my black marker, it almost like picked it up. Can you see the bling in her eye? The little sparkle? It's so cute. I need a little marker though. If I could get the one out that says brush, that would be fantastic. There it is. B for brush. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not the only hodgepodge one. I've never been able to afford it, to be honest. I've always just gotten everything from thrift stores or hand-me-downs, and I've never felt bad or anything about it. I'm just gonna make sure that I color all the way around it so it's all the same blackness, if you get what I'm saying. That's so cute. Let's look for before we get off of here. We've got 5 more minutes. I'm gonna look for, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, at least the part that you can see, so that we can go over what we did. What the hay bale? Give me that. All right. These are the 3 cards we did today. Let me just put those out first. Oh no, when I saw her do these, I was just absolute, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, such as viewers will experience buffering. Just letting you know that that just popped up on my screen. But we're almost done, so I'm gonna pull out my sentiment box and put a little sentiment on this one. This is so cute. So cute. You know what I'm gonna do? Celebrate you. Oh, it's gonna be so cute. Celebrate you. Oh, I thought that said you. It says yay. Darn it. Can I make a U? It might look, no. Because that's definitely an A. No, that, I really, really like that. But let me look for another one, because that one's not really catching my eye. I'd like to see some of these made and put into our group if you guys are so inclined to check it out and see what you think of it and make some. No, I don't have one that says celebrate you, because that would be really cute. How about especially for you? That's cute. Let's do that. I remember using these last time. I gotta press ever so gently so I don't smoosh it and make it look really bad. Oh, I was bumping the camera with my big koala hat. My koala head. I gotta remember not to stand up so fast. Especially for you. Gentle, gentle. Only a little bit extra because of the dots, so we'll see how this works out. Oh, it worked out! How cute is that? Especially for you. Oh my gosh, I really love that. Sweet! Alright, you guys. If you have any questions or any comments, leave them now while I'm cleaning up so I have a second to through the leg to see what you have to say so I can answer you before I sign off. Again, if you didn't know, I do 2 videos a week, Wednesday and Friday at 5. Most of the time they're live, but when I need time to extend and to work on something a little bit bigger in my crafty goals and whatnot, I may do some of them pre-recorded, just so you're aware. This one is, I love this one. I love the grunge look of this, that it's not perfect and there's a couple little splotches and it's adorable. You know what would look really cute are little real pearls on all these little dots, but I'm not going to do that right now. That's my favorite though. Absolute favorite. So if you do enjoy these videos, or particularly this one, please give me a thumbs up. Click that notification bell below. It actually gives you a choice. If you click on all, you'll just be notified of all of the videos that I put out so you don't miss any in the future. What brand of white gel marker do I use? I always use a Signo Uniball white gel pen. Always this kind. I want to say we have some in the store. I can't remember, but I can get these if you want one of them. They're amazing. It's the only one out of all that I've tried that I like. The only one. And I tried a bunch. Oh, good reminder, Penny. Our next sale will be January 11th. Ooh! I'm going to put this in the video. Not the video, in the group. But as long as I'm on video, let me tell you that I have heard you. Some people are like, I really love this new Chapter 1 Tim Holtz that has come out. But, you know, I can't pay for that all at once. We are going to go through PayPal. Technically, you will go through PayPal, and you will get a layaway plan for 6 months that you can, anything over $100 is available for that. You can sign up and put it on the layaway. What happens is that me as a seller gets paid in full, and then you get your stuff like right now, you know, same time as you normally would, and then it's between you and PayPal to make your payments on time. And so it's a win-win for everybody. So if you like that idea, leave me some comments down below, or better yet, come over to the Facebook group and let me know what you think of that. Is that something that you will use? I'm going to put up a notice. I'm going to make sure to put down. It's also going to be in with the Tim Holtz. I didn't have time last night to put it out, so I truly apologize if there's anybody waiting for those, but they're going to go out this evening. So I'm going to get all that stuff up for you guys. I hope you didn't buffer too bad. It says that you guys were probably buffering, but no one's mentioned it. So if there's no other questions, yay PayPal. Ooh, it's going to be so awesome. So, oh, and there's a hot pre-sale right now on Stampendous stamps. Kitties, puppies, coffee, flowers. I think there's one that's even a Christian religious stamp. They're beautiful. $14.99 a piece. They're absolutely adorable. They're going like hotcakes, so sign up now before we have to place the order so you can get the ones that you want. That's in the budget shop. Photos, albums, Stampendous. All right, have an awesome weekend, you guys, and I cannot wait to see you guys next video.